Hey guys, it's time for my main event review. This episode aired on October the 24th. Let's dive right into it. We start off with Miz and Michael Cole in the ring. They talk about the main event of the episode, which is Ryback against Dolph Ziggler. So we then get a video package of Ryback, basically showing what he's done. And then we get a video package of Dolph Ziggler. So then we go to the locker rooms. Matt Stryker interviews Ryback, and Ryback just says that he's ready to eat up Dolph Ziggler. Meanwhile, Josh Matthews is in the back trying to interview Dolph Ziggler, and Ziggler's like, that's me walking, if you guys read. Well, anyway, so we get to the match, and Ryback is just completely dominating Dolph Ziggler. So Ziggler decides that he's had enough, and he goes to the back. Well, Ryback decides to follow him. So we come back from commercial break, they play Ryback's theme, and Ryback is carrying Dolph Ziggler back into the ring. So Ryback has more of an advantage, but Ziggler does get a couple of offensive moves in before Ryback just finishes him up with the clothesline, and then the shell shock 1, 2, 3. Ryback got the win. So after that, we got this long piece, and I mean it was long. Started with the Raw rebound, and then it went to the end of Raw, and then we had Paul Heyman on screen, and they were talking about Punk and Ryback for Hell in a Cell. Now, Heyman credits Miz for at least taking the beating like a man, unlike Dolph Ziggler, who ran away, which was a little bit interesting. And then he says that CM Punk is going to outsmart Ryback and that he is going to win Hell in a Cell. If you haven't read the reports, please do. So we then go to our other match, Sin Cara against Alberto Del Rio. This was just all Del Rio. It really was. Sin Cara did make a comeback towards the end, but Del Rio got him in the end with the armbar, got the win. Now after the match, Del Rio starts getting on the mic, and he's making fun of a couple of superstars with Ricardo Rodriguez behind him, mocking some of the superstars. He's even doing the prime time players, which is funny because he's like. And then that brings out the prime time players. There's Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. So O'Neil is like, we never had a problem with you, Alberto, unless you want to tell us something. We're going to have a problem. And Del Rio's like, oh, no, I ain't not the problem. That man, Sin Cara, he's the problem. Let's finish Sin Cara. So, it's a 3-on-1 attack. The announcer says that Rey Mysterio is not in the building, but Randy Orton does come out to save Sin Cara, gives a couple of RKOs to the primetime players. Then he grabs the mic, and he says that on the next episode of Main Event, it's going to be a 6-man tag, Alberto Del Rio and the primetime players against Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, and Sin Cara. And at the end, Randy Orton says, trick or treat. And that's basically your end of Main Event. Not a fan of this episode. Really was not. I mean, yeah, they did a good job with Ryback again, although at the expense of Dolph Ziggler, which is a bit unfortunate. But this, yeah, I know this was the go-home show for Hell in a Cell, but I just didn't enjoy this. But the one consistent that I do like about Main Event right now is it's keeping the same format that it has from the beginning. I'm really hoping they can continue to do this, because that's what's making this show so good, is the consistency, the continuing of every single thing they've done from the very first episode. Plus, you have your featured match, your main event in the first match, which should get the most airtime and should get the majority of the show. So, in the next review of of Main Event, which will be the Halloween episode, the six-man tag, Alberto Del Rio and the Prime Time Players against Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, and Sin Cara in the next review of Main Event.